about the child. You've mentioned the child several times now. You talk about children and the state of loving that they're in. How does childhood and children relate to your work?
I believe that children arrive on this planet in a state of perfection. And especially in terms of really just being in a place of loving and creativity and power. The enthusiasm and the energy to just do and be and engage with the world. I think in that way they're amazing teachers, and we as children learn otherwise. We learn for a variety of reasons. One being that children's emotional state is so alive and so powerful, but at the same time their logical facilities are not as well developed, so they feel intensely, and then their logical brain kicks in and creates a story that stays with us, and very often is at the heart of the limiting beliefs that we're dealing with now. So if we can take a little trip back in our work and get some clarity on when that story kicked in, what the event was, most importantly what the feeling was, because very often that feeling is what comes up. It's the feeling part that is very real in us as adults. It's that feeling under fear that was created back then when you were a child. And the associated story, whatever it may be, in my case it was a story about don't go out there and show them what you got, Paul. Don't be yourself, it's dangerous. Just kind of adopt what you think people want you to be, and you'll do fine. You know? Once we get clarity around that, we can really start to mine this beautiful child that is still within us. You know, I work with this metaphor of the inner child with my clients a lot because it's so potent. We really do have this spirit of that beautiful, creative, sensitive, loving child in us. And I encourage my clients, if they're of a mind, to begin to feel that child within them. Begin to talk to him or her. Begin to listen. Begin to ask questions. Begin to appreciate that, you know, when you feel upset, that on this beautiful, somewhat symbolic level, you as a kid inside of you is cowering or is feeling these feelings. And if you kind of view yourself as a kid inside of you, it's a beautiful way to tap into really what's going on emotionally and get clarity, as I've described. So that's where the children come in. Oh, and also children are so creative, beautifully creative, freely creative. If you say to a child, let's dance, up to a certain age, they never say, I can't dance. They say, they just start to dance. It's just simply what they do. So the goal in much of my work with clients is to get them back to that place, that can-do place.